15 Most Shocking Wedding Rituals Around the World. Part 1.
If you are brand new to our channel, we invite you to take a moment to subscribe. Just click on the lit red button as well as the gray bell. Why the bell? Well, it will let you know every time we post a new video.
1. Mars-bearing women marry trees, India. In India, it is customary to assess the astrological compatibility of a bride and groom before their engagement. If the woman is Mars-bearing, or has the 1, 4, 7, 8, or 12th houses filled with Mars-ruling planets, they are deemed manglik, a term that implies bad luck, but only if you're a woman. Not just any bad luck. Being manglik implies that a woman will bring early death to her husband. In order to shed away this untouchableness, a woman must marry either a banana or a peepal tree. This practice is illegal in modern India as it perpetuates a lack of women's rights in the country and fortifies the caste system. In fact, simple mathematics finds that out of every 100 people, 41 of them are manglik, making this ritual outdated and offensive to women. Bollywood star Aishwarya Rai recently underwent the ceremony to marry her husband and is now facing a lawsuit because of it. 2. Bounty of the chicken liver, China. This small group of people from the Duer minority are descendants of Khitan, an ancient people of China. This group resides mainly in the Mongolia Autonomous Region in Heilongjiang Province, with some in the Xinjiang Uyghur Autonomous Region. In order to set a wedding date within the Duer community, the bride and groom must kill a baby chicken in order to inspect the liver. If the appearance of the liver is lucky, then the couple can set the wedding date, and if it is unlucky, then the couple must continue killing the chicks until they find the lucky liver. The Duer also make a custom of surrounding the bride with her family members on her wedding day. The whole group will deliver the wife to her new husband singing merry songs all the way. Duer are pioneers, that is what the word means, but their marriage customs seem not to have caught on. 3. Weeping brides, China. This custom began in southeast China's Sichuan province, and continued until the end of the Qing dynasty. It is an especially common custom amongst the Tujia people. In West Sichuan province, a bride will begin crying 1 month before her wedding day. The bride will begin by walking the halls at nightfall and crying for an hour. After 10 days she is joined by her mother, and then after 10 more days the grandmother, aunts, and other female relatives will join in on the crying game. The crying marriage song is a specific way that Chinese brides would cry. They will cry in various ways with different words in order to set the stage for a wedding. Before leaving for the wedding, it is also expected that the bride curse at the matchmaker. These customs come from a very sad place of arranged marriages before the liberation of the People's Republic of China. It has been said that some mothers will beat their daughters on their wedding day if they are free of tears. 4. No bathroom breaks for newlyweds, Indonesia. In the Indonesian Tidong community, there are a few very sweet wedding traditions that involve wooing a bride with love songs, but some are just kind of tortuous. After the wedding, the bride and groom are not permitted to use the bathroom for 3 days. Those who do expel their bodily waste in those 3 days are believed to take on terrible luck that will bring infidelity, a broken marriage, and even the death of a child at a young age. Within this 3-day period, a couple is watched over by a few individuals. They will eat very little food and drink very little in order to make it through this time frame without using the bathroom. After 3 days, the bride and groom will be ceremonially bathed and then released to go about their normal lives. The Tidong people can be found in the city of Sandakan, located in Sabah, Malaysia. 5. Gerewol Festival, Niger. Beauty pageants are a custom that most of us are familiar with, but when we imagine it, the contestants are usually women. The Gerewol is an annual beauty pageant where the men of the Waqf tribe dress up, paint their faces and dance for the women. After the festival, the women will choose a winner as their mate. The Waqf tribe is a small offshoot of the Fulani. Their main source of existence is raising cattle. They run cows in the Sahel region on the edge of the Sahara, and can be found mostly in Chad and Niger. The Gerewol courtship lasts for a week and includes several dance routines, where the men have the opportunity to impress the ladies. In these dances, the men will stand shoulder to shoulder, while slowly moving in a circle. As they turn, the women will tap the shoulders of the men that they find attractive. The Waqf is the most rigorous dance of the week, and it lasts all day under the hot summer sun. The men are fueled by a hallucinogenic drink, and spend the dance showing off their stamina to the prospective beloved. 6. Bachelor and Spinster Ball, Australia. Often called B&S balls or simply B&Ss, these Australian outback parties began as a place for kids that live in the bush to meet potential mates, since they lived remotely. In modern Australia, these balls are now huge parties, where kids that live hours away from each other are able to meet up. These parties feature large quantities of cheap liquor and live country music. Tickets can cost up to $110 AU and include drinks, dinner and sometimes breakfast, as well as a swag bag with various small gifts. Kids start arriving in the afternoon to start drinking and doing tricks with their pickup trucks, which they call utes, short for utility truck. After the party, people pass out in their trucks and wake up the next morning for either the provided breakfast or head to recovery, an after party where we can keep on drinking. B&S balls are currently under much scrutiny, and are getting more and more difficult to ensure. Also, much of the youth of Australia lives in the cities, and far less young people are living in the bush. 7. Blackening, Scotland. In Scottish wedding custom, the families and bridal parties of the bride and groom will kidnap them, and pelt them with food that is supposed to stick onto their clothes and skin. They are then paraded around their community for all of the citizens to see. Oftentimes they will be driven around in the back of an open truck to cover the most land, while all of the captors bang pots and pans to draw everyone out of their houses. This tradition mostly takes place in the more rural areas of northeastern Scotland along with the Isles and the Highlands. There is also a custom in Northern Ireland, called a doing, that is very similar, but the origins are a bit shaky. It seems that in the beginning, the custom was a feet-washing ceremony that over time developed into something quite different, which then led to dirtying their feet and legs. Over time it became an outdoor activity that was more joking, just shows how time changes all things. 8. Wife carrying or Eukonkanto, Finland. This strange tradition is now practiced in Australia, Hong Kong, the United States of America, Estonia and the UK, but originated in Finland. There are 3 common stories to how this weird sport started, and they all involve a robber named Rico from the late 1800s. Some stories include him and his men stealing women from villages and carrying them away on their backs, while others describe villagers stealing wives from nearby villages. Modern wife carrying involves a man carrying a woman on his back as he navigates through obstacles. The fastest competitor wins. There are 3 ways to carry a woman in the event: either piggyback, fireman's carry over the shoulder, and the Estonian hold, where the woman hangs upside by her knees on her man's shoulders and holds onto her waist. Competitors are only allowed a belt and a helmet for the woman, and if she weighs any less than 49 kilograms then she will be given the appropriate amount of weight, so that everyone is equal.